Good morning, everybody. Softball Grandpa here. It's what day is today? Saturday, January 24th. January 24th. Excuse me. Got my dogs here, Henry and Hawkeye. Uh, the good old boys. You know what? I'm really blessed. I have dogs. Man's best friend. You know, you come home and there's two happy faces that are wagging their tails, probably because they have to go pee. So I go out to let them out because they're good watchdogs and they stay in the house all the time. But they follow me around when I'm around the house too. Hawkeye is like a magnet, you know. But what I want to talk about today is a quote I read a long time ago by Albert Einstein. Understanding the problem is more important than the solution. And if you think about it, you think about the problem. All right. You have to have a good understanding of it. Don't think about it too long because you want to start thinking about the solution, so the problem doesn't get bigger, because the minute you start talking about the solution, the problem becomes smaller. And God bless. Hawkeye. Hawkeye's laying right down next to me with his paws out like this. And it's kind of cute. Maybe I'll show you. Hopefully the camera don't. Say hi, Hawkeye. That's Hawkeye. There's a reason behind their names, and I'm not going to ever disclose that here because I want to keep this as clean as possible. But anyways, understand the problem. The last version of this airing, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever I want to call it, is I said I was going to go to the grocery store. I never made it to the grocery store, so I was going to go to Carl's Jr. And I was driving to Carl's Jr. and they closed. I mean, it's boarded up. It's closed. So I went to the McDonald's at Blockdown and had their little wraps, the chicken wraps. That's what it is. But anyway, so there was a problem. I was going to go to Carl's Jr. My taste buds were, thinking about a Whopper, and nope, I ended up with McDonald's. So that was problem solved, and understanding the problem. There's a problem in my mind. I think once I understand the problem in my mind, maybe it's not a problem, maybe it's just me. But understanding once I fully understand myself, I'll probably be the time I kick the bucket. So I'm going to still try to enjoy as much time as I can here. I probably should I'm looking at the camera and I say, wow, my hair is getting long. I haven't had a haircut in a very long time because the guy that used to cut my hair, he passed away. God bless Joe, and it's, now I think about it, for me to go get a hair, I have gotten a haircut, I got my neck shaved, and I had the split ends cut, and so whenever anybody in my family say, hey, you should get a haircut, I say, well, I don't want to because my barber died. He cut my hair for over 30 years. He was in the program, and when we're two or three are gathered, there we will be in the midst. That's what they say in the 12-step meetings. And I'm not even sure if I should be talking about AA or not. Well, speaking of AA, see how my eye is a little squinted? I had melanoma and they cut it out. They cut a hole like the size of a quarter, and then I had to go through radiation and all this stuff, and you never think that, when you hear about somebody having cancer, you don't think about it until you get it. When you get it, it's a little bit different, But I dealt with it, and there's nothing you could do. You can't fight it, so, if you don't treat it, it's going to get worse. And then if it gets worse, the days in front of you are going to be diminished. So you still want to enjoy the days in front of you. But with the thought of the day is work hard, try to enjoy your work. Whatever you do, try to find a little bit of joy in it. And, even if it's from vacuuming the house, picking up all the dog hairs, which I have to do once a day. Uh, that's what you got to do. Work hard, you know, and then keep praying. You know, ask God for help and mean it, and be nice to your fellow man. All right, peace out. This is Saturday. This is Softball Grandpa. I almost call myself something else. I don't know what I was going to call me, but here I am. So thank you, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.